The PGA of America made the announcement on Tuesday. Six-time major champion Phil Mickelson has withdrawn from next week's PGA Championship at Aronimink Golf Club in Pennsylvania. The official reason? A personal health matter with his family. But the golf world is not just shocked. It is asking questions. This is the sixth event Mickelson has missed this year. The Masters. 4 LIV events. And now, one of golf's biggest majors. He played exactly one LIV event in 2026, a T48th finish in South Africa, and then disappeared again. Max Homa, ranked 118th in the world, will take his place. And Tiger Woods is also out, reportedly in a treatment program. This is the first PGA Championship since 1994 without either legend. The fans are reacting, and the questions are piling up. This is Golfio. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The announcement came on Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. The PGA of America had just released the official 154-man field for the PGA Championship at Aronimink Golf Club in Newtown Square, Pennsylvania. For a brief moment, Phil Mickelson's name was on that list. Then, hours later, it was gone. The PGA announced that the six-time major champion had withdrawn from the year's second major, citing a personal health matter with his family as the reason. This is not new territory. Mickelson has been dealing with a private family health issue since the beginning of the year. He missed the first 4 events of LIV Golf's 2026 season in Riyadh, Adelaide, Hong Kong, and Singapore, citing the same reason when he announced his initial absence on February 1st. He then missed the Masters tournament in April, only the second time since 1995 that he would not be at Augusta National. He returned briefly for LIV Golf South Africa in March, finishing in a share of 48th place. Then, he stepped away again. The withdrawal from the PGA Championship, which begins May 14th at Aronimink, means Mickelson has now missed 6 of the 7 events he was expected to play in 2026. He is also not playing this week at LIV Golf's event at Trump National Golf Club in Virginia. The man who once promised he would play until he could not walk is barely playing at all. LIV Golf CEO Scott O'Neill addressed the situation during his press conference at Trump National on Tuesday morning. "Yeah, I talked to Phil yesterday. Sorry he can't make it today," O'Neill said. He was careful, respectful, and clearly emotional. "I just want to be really sensitive. We all have things going on in our lives that are personal, and his is. I have a lot of love and respect for him as a human being, and certainly have respect for him as what he's accomplished in his career. And his presence is really helpful, so I hope he comes back soon." O'Neill went further, revealing how much Mickelson means to LIV Golf behind the scenes. "I will tell you that his presence is missed by, like I miss him. I miss his presence at events. He carries a ton of weight in every room he walks. That's not only because he's a 6-time major champion, but he's got gravitas, and that comes with something that's way beyond winning. Yes, he's one of the guys helping me, of course." The official reason for Mickelson's withdrawal is a personal health matter with his family. The PGA of America used the exact same language. LIV Golf used the same language. Mickelson himself, when he announced his extended break before the Masters, said he would be out for an extended period of time as my family continues to navigate a personal health matter. But the lack of specifics has fueled speculation. The golf world is full of theories. Some fans have questioned whether the family health matter is real or whether Mickelson is avoiding the realities of LIV's collapse. Others have pointed out that whatever is happening, it must be serious. So serious enough to keep one of the most competitive athletes of all time away from the majors. Trey Wingo, the former ESPN host, has been unequivocal about Mickelson's future with the PGA Tour. "I can promise you one person that you'll never see in any way in an official capacity with the PGA Tour is Phil Mickelson," Wingo said. "That bridge has been burned, detonated, destroyed, nuked, lasered to death. There is no building that bridge back." The reasons are clear. Mickelson was not just a player who left for more money. He was a leader. He was a recruiter. He was a plaintiff in the antitrust lawsuit against the tour. He called the PGA Tour obnoxiously greedy in a Golf Digest interview that made headlines around the world. Those words have not been forgotten. and they are unlikely to be forgiven. The returning member program that allowed Brooks Koepka and Patrick Reed to come back to the PGA Tour was specifically designed to exclude Mickelson. To qualify, a player had to have won a major championship between 2022 and 2025. Mickelson's last major win was the 2021 PGA Championship at Kiawah Island, where he became the oldest major champion in history at age 50. He missed the cutoff by less than a year. Many fans believe the tour leaders drew this line specifically to keep Lefty away. When the snub was announced, Mickelson's response was characteristically defiant. "I'm having so much fun out here," he told fans. "I love playing out. Here on LIV, I love being with the guys. I could not be happier out here." But behind the bravado, the reality is harsh. The league he helped build is falling apart, and he may have no place to land. The fan reaction to Mickelson's withdrawal has been immediate, brutal, and deeply divided. Social media platforms exploded within minutes of the PGA of America's announcement, and the reactions fall into three distinct camps. The first camp is sympathetic. These fans acknowledge whatever personal matter Mickelson is dealing with must be serious. "Praying for Phil and his family," one fan wrote. "Whatever is going on, I hope they are okay." Another added, "The man has given everything to golf for 4 decades. If he needs time with his family, he deserves it." A third fan noted the contrast between Mickelson's situation and the usual golf controversies. "This isn't about LIV. This isn't about the PGA Tour. This is about a family going through something hard. Show some compassion." The second camp is critical. These fans have not forgotten Mickelson's role in the LIV rebellion. They see his withdrawal as just another example of him turning his back on the sport that made him famous. "First, the PGA Tour, then LIV, now the majors," one critic wrote. "When does Phil actually show up?" Another fan was more direct. "He caused all this chaos, and now he's hiding. Classic Phil." A third pointed to the contradiction between his public statements and his actions. He says he wants to create more memories on the PGA Tour. Then he skips the Masters and the PGA Championship. Make it make sense. The third camp is focused on the bigger picture. They note that this is the first PGA Championship since 1994 without either Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson in the field. Tiger Woods, who was arrested for DUI in March after a rollover crash in Jupiter Island, is reportedly in a treatment program outside the United States and not expected to play any tournaments in 2026. Two legends, both absent. "The same major," one fan wrote. "It's the end of an era." Another added, "We knew this day would come, but it still hurts. Golf without Tiger and Phil at the majors is just different." A third fan summed up the sentiment of many. "The torch has been passed. Scotty, Rory, and the young guys are carrying the game now. But I'll miss the old guard." The irony of Mickelson's withdrawal is not lost on those who have followed his career. The man who once said he would play until he could not physically walk is now voluntarily stepping away from the game's biggest stages. The man who called the PGA Tour obnoxiously greedy is now missing the major championships that defined his legacy. At the 2021 PGA Championship, Mickelson became the oldest major champion in history at age 50. He beat a field of players half his age. He hit shots that defied logic. He proved that greatness does not have an expiration date. That was 5 years ago. Now, at 55, he is not playing the PGA Championship at all. Golf Channel analyst Brandel Chambly has noted that the PGA Tour does not forget. He openly recruited PGA Tour players to go to LIV while he was a PGA Tour player, Chambly said. He went to tour events to recruit players to go to LIV and was a big part of the lawsuit levied against the PGA Tour. The wounds are deep, and they may never heal. The future of LIV Golf itself is in doubt. Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund announced that it will end its funding of the Rebel League after the 2026 season. More than $5 billion has been spent since 2022. The blank check is closed. LIV is scrambling to find new investors, but critics say the league is on life support. If LIV collapses, Mickelson will have to decide where to do or if he wants to play. The PGA Tour has made it clear that he is not welcome. The returning member program excluded him by design. The antitrust lawsuit he helped file has not been forgotten, and the comments he made about the tour's leadership have not been forgiven. As one insider put it, Mickelson will likely have no choice but to drown with the sinking ship or retire, as the PGA are unlikely to create exemptions for a key contributor to LIV's growth that is now some way past his prime. So, what happens next? Phil Mickelson has withdrawn from the PGA Championship. His future in golf has never been more uncertain. Let me break down 3 possibilities. Possibility 1. He returns to LIV Golf when the family health matter is resolved. This is the most hopeful scenario. Whatever is keeping Mickelson away from the game eventually resolves. He returns to a LIV Golf, perhaps for the team championship in August. He plays the remaining events of the 2026 season. He helps the High Flyers compete for the team title. Then, when LIV's future is decided, whether the league finds new investors or collapses, he makes his next move. This is what Scott O'Neill is hoping for. "I hope he comes back soon," the LIV CEO said. Possibility 2. He announces his retirement. This is the scenario many fans expect. Mickelson is 55 years old. He has 6 majors. He has 45 PGA Tour victories. He has made hundreds of millions of dollars. He has nothing left to prove. The family health matter may have put everything in perspective. Golf is not the most important thing. His family is. And if he decides that his playing career is over, he will walk away with a legacy that few can match. Fans have been calling for his retirement for years. After a rough 2025 PGA Championship, where he shot an 8/79 in the first round, one fan wrote, "Time to retire, man. God, Phil Mickelson is awful." Possibility 3. He finds a new path. The Champions Tour. Or YouTube. This is the middle ground. The PGA Tour Champions, the senior circuit for players aged 50 and above, DARS, does not have the same restrictions as the main tour. Mickelson turns 56 in June. He could play senior events. He could compete against other legends of his generation. He could finish his career on his own terms, or he could follow the Bryson DeChambeau model, focusing on YouTube content and playing only the majors. The family health matter would have to be resolved first. But the option exists. My final take is this. Phil Mickelson has withdrawn from the PGA Championship. The fans are reacting. The golf world is shocked. But the real story is not about one withdrawal. It is about the slow, painful end of an era. Tiger Woods is out. Phil Mickelson is out. The 2 men who defined professional golf for 3 decades are no longer competing at the highest level. The young stars have taken over, and the game moves on. But the fans who grew up watching Tiger and Phil will never forget what they meant. And that is the real legacy of this moment. This is Golfio. If you made it to the end of this video, you care about the real stories behind the game. Subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into the moments that matter. And leave a comment below. Will Phil Mickelson ever play another major championship? I will see you in the next video. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.